In December 2025, Neymar made a confession that stopped Brazilian football in its tracks. By the end of 2026, I might want to retire, I don't know. Those words, spoken quietly to reporters, carried the weight of an entire era collapsing. He wasn't injured, he wasn't forced out, he was simply asking himself a question that no superstar should ever have to ask. Is it still worth it? Brazil's all-time leading international goalscorer with 79 goals, the most expensive player in football history when Paris Saint-Germain paid €222 million for him in 2017. A member of the deadliest attacking trio in modern football, MSN at Barcelona, where he scored 39 goals in a single season alongside Messi and Suarez. By every statistical measure, Neymar should be a legend. Instead, he is a paradox, the most talented Brazilian of his generation, yet forever overshadowed. The heir to Pelé and Ronaldinho, yet he never won a World Cup. When Neymar retires, whether that is this year or next, an entire style of football dies with him. Not just a player, a philosophy, a way of seeing the beautiful game that may never exist again at the elite level. This is the tragedy of Neymar. Not that he failed, but that he was born into an era where two men had already claimed immortality, and no amount of genius could change that. To understand what Neymar represents, you have to go back to where it all started. Not in an academy. On the streets of Sao Paulo, a kid with quick feet and quicker instincts learned to play the game the way Brazil had always played it, with joy, with improvisation, with a rhythm that came from somewhere deeper than tactics or formations. By age 11, Neymar was at Santos, the club of Pelé and Robinho, the spiritual home of Brazilian football. He wasn't just talented, he was already a phenomenon. At 17, he made his professional debut and scored within a week. By 2011, at just 19 years old, he won the Copa Libertadores with Santos and scored one of the greatest goals in tournament history, a solo run against Flamengo that earned him the Puskas Award. The world was watching. This kid wasn't just good, he was the future. What made him different wasn't just his skill, it was his style. Neymar embodied Joga Bonito, the beautiful game, when the world was moving toward efficiency and data. His dribbling, his no-look passes, his rainbow flicks weren't just technical flourishes, they were cultural resistance. In an era dominated by Messi's precision and Ronaldo's athleticism, Neymar offered something else. Pure joy. He played football like it was a celebration, not a job. Real Madrid tried to sign him at 13. His father refused. He said culture is more important than money. Neymar stayed at Santos, and that decision defined everything that came next. In 2013, for €88 million, he joined Barcelona. It should have been the moment. Instead, it became the beginning of a shadow he would never escape. Alongside Messi and Suarez, Neymar was brilliant. From 2014 to 2015, MSN combined for 122 goals. Neymar scored 39 of them, won the treble, and finished third in the Ballon d'Or voting. Third? Always third. By 2017, he could not take it anymore. He left Barcelona to be the main man, not the supporting actor. PSG paid a world record €222 million. The message was clear. He was finally going to step out of Messi's shadow and become the best in the world. But the tragedy deepens. Injuries started mounting. Metatarsal fractures, hamstring pulls, ACL tears. He missed over 200 games. And then, in 2021, PSG signed Messi. The irony was brutal. He had left Barcelona to escape Messi's shadow, only to have Messi follow him to Paris. He was still third, still waiting for his moment, still chasing a trophy that would finally silence the doubters. Here is what haunts Neymar's legacy. He never won a World Cup. In 2014, he was injured in the quarter-finals against Colombia, a knee to the back that could have paralyzed him. Brazil collapsed without him. They lost 7-1 to Germany at home. It was the worst moment in Brazilian football history, and Neymar was not even on the pitch. In 2018, he played well, but Brazil lost to Belgium in the quarter-finals. His diving antics overshadowed his brilliance. In 2022, there was another quarter-final exit to Croatia on penalties. He was the star, yet he could not deliver when it mattered most. The one trophy that defines legacies, the one thing Pelé, Ronaldo and Ronaldinho all had, eluded him. But the real tragedy is not just about trophies. It is about what Neymar represented, dying with him. When Neymar retires, there is no successor. Vinicius Jr is quick and deadly, but he does not have that Samba magic. He is a modern winger, efficient, athletic, and clinical. But he does not play with joy. He does not take risks for the sake of beauty. He does not embody Joga Bonito. Neymar was the last living link to Brazil's soul, the final player who could dribble past 5 defenders and make 80,000 people leap to their feet, not because a goal was scored, but because they had witnessed art. In 2023, he chased money over glory. Al Hilal paid him €150 million annually. He played 7 matches in 18 months due to injury. The Saudi move symbolized surrender. He had given up on being the best. When he returned to Santos in January 2025, it felt like a farewell tour, not a comeback. But something shifted. He scored 11 goals in 34 games and helped Santos avoid relegation. He was still magical, but the stage was smaller. The world was not watching anymore. Now, at 34 with a contract through the end of 2026, he is hinting at retirement. Carlo Ancelotti has said he would consider Neymar for the World Cup if he is fully fit. But here is the truth. Whether he plays in 2026 or not, an era ends. The beautiful game, the joyful, improvisational style that defined Brazil dies with him. Neymar's story is not about failure, it is about timing. He was born into an era where 2 men, Messi and Ronaldo, had already claimed immortality. He was talented enough to be among the top 3 players in the world, but the world only remembers the top one. He chose happiness over the grind. He prioritized family and joy over the sacrifice that might have given him a World Cup. Maybe that is okay. Maybe being the last true Samba superstar is enough. If he plays in 2026 or if he retires before then, one thing is certain, an era will end. The last Brazilian who played with pure joy, unfiltered creativity, and the soul of the favela will be gone. After him, football becomes faster, colder, more calculated. The beautiful game does not die, it changes. And that is the real tragedy of Neymar. Not that he never won a World Cup, but that when he leaves, so does the music. This is the story we do not talk about enough, the untold side of greatness, the moments that define legacies beyond the scoreline. If Neymar's journey moved you, whether you see him as a tragic genius or the last true Samba king, then this conversation deserves to continue. Hit that like button if you believe the beautiful game is more than just winning. Subscribe to Ball and Badge for more deep dives into the stories that shaped football forever. And here's what we want from you. Drop a comment below. Which player's untold story should we uncover next? Is it another chapter of Brazilian brilliance, a fallen superstar, or someone entirely different? Let us know. Your voice shapes what we explore next.